Hello everyone, AV Ultima here, bringing you some more Battlefield 3 multiplayer gameplay. I'm here on Caspian Border, the Rush version. Yeah, there is a Rush version to Caspian Border, not only the Conquest, and I'm liking it. It is long sight ranges, it's mid to long range, it's reminiscent of a regular Battlefield map. I really prefer it when it comes up on the cycle. Right here, I wanted to spawn in the jet, but I misclicked and spawned into the transport helicopter. But it's alright. I like driving helicopters anyway. Unfortunately, this is the transport one, not the Viper or the Little Bird. I do prefer the attack one since the only job I have is getting people to the front lines. I like having more of an impact on the team because in this position I feel like all I am is a mobile spawn point. I like at least attempting to take out enemies for the team. In the pilot role, I usually like staying close to the ground. I feel it helps me go faster if I need to, or break sightlines with stingers if they run into me. And I say it's harder for jets to take you down if you are closer to the ground, since the jets have to get closer or come at a low angle. I think I do have flares and stealth for my helicopter, but that does not help me here against the jet. Jets do take down helicopters extremely fast, and they do jostle a little bit when they're getting hit by the jet rounds, so gotta be careful with that. This was taken a few days ago, and I am much better with helicopters now, so this gameplay does not reflect the gameplay I have now. Now, especially on this map, and the first part, the tank gameplay is very pinnacle. There's like I said, very long sight lines, so getting to this point here without a vehicle is extremely hard. The attackers spawn with 3 tanks, so that really helps you get right up into the action. So, like I said in my last video, you got to be able to use the vehicles the best of your ability. If all 3 of our tanks had really bad drivers and was staying back, there would be no way for us to get this close to it. Notice how both our tanks are right up in the action, and they're giving the enemy a lot of suppressive fire and keeping them at bay while I was able to plant here. I did decide to go for the plant instead of the kill, because I think it would be more worth it, and I was right. As I said, the tank is doing a lot of damage, and he's driving it pretty well. He's not staying in one spot for too long. He's attempting to dodge rockets, and he's moving very sporadically. That's what you have to do in a tank. You don't really want to stand one spot or one lane for too long, as rockets and NGs will sooner or later hone in on where you are in your location. You really want to stay frosty. Now, as soon as my driver gets into a safer spot, I'm planning on repairing him. I don't think vehicles should be able to repair themselves on their own. It seems a little odd to me. It's okay if people heal on their own, but I don't know. Vehicles seem way too valuable to have be repaired on their own. It needs to have an engineer buy it for it to be repaired. Well, am I complaining? It's a good thing. Speaking of engineers, I have been favoring the engineer class. At first I was using the assault because, well, I was using the assault very extensively in the beta, but that was only Operation Metro. When you get into these really large maps with all the vehicles and the enemy vehicles, it's just so good for it to have an engineer on your team that's ready to take down vehicles if need be, to disable them, to repair friendly vehicles. So, yeah, reviving teammate is cool, but I think vehicles are much better than a man on the ground. Now here, I know there are still a few enemies in the base, and I run straight into the fire there. I've fell for that multiple times already. It kind of looks like you can run straight through the smoke into the next area, but it's so dark and black that you can't see the truck that's just sitting there. and you could die in the fire if you don't realize it. And I do miss the kill there. A heavy takes it right from me. A second later, I would have had him. And notice right here, I just didn't immediately start running towards the next base. I grabbed another vehicle. And you see these other people, they're running for the base. See, that's a waste of your power. And it's possible for you to run all the way there and then die. Well, that's a waste of a ticket and your time and manpower. If you can, grab a vehicle in your spawning base. Just wait around a little bit, the vehicles spawn, and get in. Try not to leave anybody behind. I hate that when like a driver goes off all by himself with 3 seats open. Always try to get in a vehicle when you get a new base. It's also a good thing to get the new vehicles that spawn, because it's possible that there are still enemies in your spawn, and you don't want to leave those vehicles free for them to get. And I do get a little mess up a second ago there. I get my 3 and 4 keys mixed up, and I switch to my rocket and quickly shoot, thinking I'd take out my repair kit and repair really quickly. And I think that's what took down the tank there. Kind of my fault. And very, very soon I'm going to get in a jet. Ooh, yes, jet gameplay. Are you guys excited for this? I'm excited. I'm really excited. Here we go. I've gotten better at the jet. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's pretty much jet gameplay right there. The enemy's jet camping the spawn point for the jet, the runway, and now I'm on fire and I'm going to go down no matter what. I do not use maintenance or the extinguisher, so I decided to use it what I sometimes use it for, as a bit of a way to get to the front lines. It's kind of a good tactic to camp the jet spawn. I do it, other people do it. I guess it's legitimate, because take advantages if you can. I mean, that's what video gaming's all about, right? We're not a bunch of, sissies here, right? We can take the jet campage, right? Yeah, don't cry about it. And look at all those spawns, my goodness. I don't know why it puts all of that up there. Just put the helicopter spawn. I don't need to know all the people on the helicopter. I don't know what purpose that holds. I get into another Humvee here, and I think I do fare better in this one than the last one. Sometimes shooting at jets like that helps, especially if they're going in for a definite attack run. Then it's good to definitely shoot at them, because they're moving in a straight line, and it's extremely easy to take down jets. You'd be very surprised. And I get a pretty good killings right here. Get a few guys before they're able to fire the rockets, but there are still like 2 or 3 guys behind the rocks, so we get hit a bit here. Notice how neither me or the driver died. Sometimes rockets, grenade launchers, or just random grenades will kill you when you're in the Humvee. I don't know what dictates when that happens or not. If you remember from my Damavan Peak video, the intense one, I got killed from a guy shooting a grenade launcher. But at that moment there, why didn't the driver or myself die from the 2 rockets that hit us dead on? It seems purely random at this point, unless you guys know what exactly dictates that. Maybe it hits a certain part of the vehicle, the side maybe. I don't know. But here we go. Here's me using the Humvee to its maximum effectiveness. What, you think I'm gonna just abandon it right there like most people do? No way. Be my own driver, switch to the gunner, and take position. Now, this will encourage most players to move up. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video on sign crossing about vehicle effectiveness, but using a vehicle, or just using your own self to move up, not stay back for too long, encourages other people to move up with you. In a lot of games I've played, I've moved up to maybe a point like behind a rock, past our lines that we had currently, and then guess what? I look behind me, there are 5 or 6 guys sitting behind me behind the same rock. There are some people that have the mindset that they need someone to move up for them to encourage them to move up themselves. And you want to be that person. You don't want to be a whole team of people that don't want to move up and take the initiative. And here is that oh crap moment I was talking about also. I was hoping the tank would just drive by, but nope, does not happen. But luckily my squad mate here takes him out with some C4. Lovely. C4 is pretty good. It's much better than BFBC2. If you guys remember the C4 from the scout class, I remember having to put like 4 or 5 C4s down, or if you got lucky, put 2 right on the back of it. I think that takes out a tank, but tanks are really bulky in BFBC2. I was really surprised. But in this one, C4, it does a massive amount of damage. I think 1 C4, possibly 2, can take out a tank. It's usually guaranteed. It's not hit or miss. So I think I did pretty good with the C4. I'm not sure how many pieces of it that you get, because I've actually never played the support class. I don't know why. I just felt the assault class or the engineer class helps the team out more. I don't know, maybe you guys have reasons to use your own classes, but... here's what I was saying before. That enemy, if he hadn't have shot at me before, I probably would have never noticed him there, and didn't go for the tank as quickly as I did. He could have gotten off that roof and taken the tank and taken out a lot of our guys spawning there in the new spawn that we had, and that's legitimate. He could have done that. So you really want to take those vehicles as soon as possible. Don't just leave them there in the base for enemies to take. They can still walk into the spawn even though you've taken it. It's not out of bounds for them. Unfortunately, I kind of read into this too much. I usually hate taking main roads with the tank, but taking the tank onto this really steep hills and stuff really didn't fare well for it. I'm holding shift right now and it's still not moving very quickly, and we get taken out pretty soon because we're pretty easy target in the middle of this place, and yeah, very easy for us to get taken down. I wonder if that's the same guy in the jet. I don't know. Alright. Luckily, my teammates have some saved spawns here. They haven't been dying, so I was able to spawn pretty close to the battlefield, because I noticed that there were no vehicles back at the deployment. Whenever you can, guys, make sure you spawn in a helicopter or a teammate that is near the front lines. You don't want to spawn back to the US deployment if there's no vehicles, because guess what? You're going to have to walk the rest of the way. And like I said before, that's a waste of time, that's a waste of a ticket, that's a waste of manpower. And in a game type like this, or in both game types of Battlefield, you want to be in the action trying to do what you can as soon as possible. Of course, you don't want to be the one just dying a whole bunch. Do what you can and do it effectively. That, takes time to learn how to play this game. And there it is, showing everyone in the vehicle. I don't know. If there's a reason why you need to know who's in the vehicle, go and leave it down in the comment section below. Maybe I'm missing a point here. I don't know. Now here we are, starting to move up. Now, as you can see, we've moved up pretty easily, just right through the front door, and that's because this last area here is pretty large. You can move up. It's very long sight lines, like all around, but it's balanced out by the amount of how large this complex is. So we're able to just walk in the front there if we just take out just 1 or 2 guys. And a good tactic that I use is I either shoot an explosive or throw a grenade prematurely, like I did back there, just in case anybody would happen to run in after we planted it, because that's what people do. And unfortunately, I missed the jet there. I was actually planning on running to it to try to steal it, but I did not get to it in time, and ended up missing it. Probably should have just went for the destroy, because we're almost done anyway. And that was just my fault. I don't know, got off target, started shooting probably a little bit to the left of him and just missed that last shot I needed. Happens sometimes. Yeah, looking back at the footage, I'm pretty impressed with my squad that they were keeping alive and let me spawn on them. That is very handy if you're able to keep alive. Even if you're not getting kills, just staying alive and giving spawns is extremely helpful. Take a guy off guard there. And that is not the incom. Yeah, I tried to plant a bomb on a bin there. Not sure what good that would have done, but I blow a wall there, blow a hole in the wall there, so I can get a better angle. Taking guys down, and at this point, I know we're done, unless they flank, which they tried to do, but failed. And luckily, I can phase like right through that sheet metal there. I'm like, I don't know, I got some magical powers, guys. And right there, I end the game 22 and 8 with 4,455 points as a base, and I believe I end with 7,000 points. It's going to do that thing where it shows them individually. I'm going to take the time to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank everyone who subscribed to me ever since I started posting the BF3 videos. Helps me out a lot. Thanks for getting that one video over 2,000 vids, and I now have over 9,000 total upload views. Thank you, everybody. Let's get that subscriber number to 100. Be sure to do that right now. Only takes a second. Make sure you like the video, favorite it, and I will see you guys next time.